A very good afternoon to everyone present here today. On behalf of Amity School of Engineering and Technology, it is a profound privilege to extend a warm welcome to all of you. I, Harsh, along with my co host, is immensely thrilled to be a part of the Women Leadership Forum. The theme of this panel discussion will be Trailblazing Women Leadership Journey in the Technology Sphere. As Michelle Bachelet, the former UN Women Executive Director, declared in 2011, the 21st century will be the century of girls and women. Today's panel's discussion attests to the fact that women are truly leading the way in every field, including STEM. Today, we explore the innovative journeys of women leaders in the realm of engineering. A hearty welcome to all, especially our exceptional women panelists. Can we have a huge round of applause?
It is our utmost pleasure to extend a warm welcome to Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar Pandey, sir, the Director of Amity School of Engineering and Technology. With an illustrious career spanning 19 years in academics and an additional 5 years in the industry, sir brings a wealth of experience to our institution. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon, and it's a very important session we are being gathered here. So, on behalf of the MET family, on behalf of our Honorable Founder President Sir, Honorable Chancellor Sir, and my own behalf, would like to welcome all the industry leaders, the women leaders particularly today, those who are here, to this important session. On the session will be on how we can, what are the leadership journey in the tech sphere of the leaders. So, with huge round of applause, I would like to welcome Dr. Pranita Guha. She has been online, she have joined. If she can hear us, she is the senior scientist from CSIR, National Physical Laboratory. Miss Namrita Khanna, she is here, Director of CMOS SOC Development, NXP Semiconductor. And now, in the morning session also, you heard Mr. S. Somnath was our chief guest, the chief of ISRO, and he also emphasized about how the system on chip and the semiconductor technology is flourishing and how it is coming back, bouncing back to India, and the whole world is looking towards India for that. And this company, NXP, will be the main stakeholder, if I am not wrong, about how we can take the SOCs back. Dr. Suchita Sani, she is Principal Engineer of Synopsys Sciences, with huge round of applause once again. And again, Synopsys looking after into all these tools and technologies. Miss Kumud Bajaj Dubey, Senior ASIC Verification Engineer, Boeing, with huge round of applause again. ASIC verification is again the important aspect of any of the semiconductor chip designing. Miss Lovely Gupta, Manager of Operation Control Process Ericsson, and Sivajar alumni also. That can I say is being our alumni also. So that way, she need more round of applauses from your side. Huge round of applauses. So and now, dear students, see, all these sessions are a lot of things to learn, and that will apprise you how the technology is proceeding and how and what way we should get prepared to take the market. And you know that our honorable Prime Minister of the country is always emphasizing on how we can make our country as a Viksit Bharat before 2047. So now this industry, especially the semiconductor industry, is going to play an important role. And manufacturing and this the semiconductor technology, the ASIC technology, the memories and other all IC technologies, and of course there is an inclusion of all the technologies into it. It doesn't mean that if it is a semiconductor technology, then computer science and IT has nothing to do it, because this software, the system on chip is developable now. System is who will develop the system is developed by some of the engineers, those who are comfortable in writing the programs, and especially the low level programming languages. As you know that all the computer science engineering, that you must be doing the high level programming languages right now, but you should also know that there is a different type of market for the low level low level of engineering, low level of programming languages as well, including the VSDL, the Verilog, and many more such type of languages that plays important. So today, all of our industry women guest leaders, we are keen to hear from you, your journey, your path, your success story, and so that this will motivate our coming engineers, becoming engineers, and they will also try to learn the similar way how to proceed in their career process. With this, once again, I would like to welcome and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for such an insightful welcome address. It's with great pleasure and honor that I welcome Professor Dr. Madhuri Kumari ma'am, Deputy Director of Placements and Industry Relations at Amity School of Engineering and Technology. With a wealth of knowledge and experience, Professor Dr. Madhuri Kumari boasts many achievements. With that being said, I request ma'am to kindly address the gathering and shed more light on the theme of today's event. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Suvidha. So before I move ahead, may I check with Dr. Paramita? Are we audible, Dr. Paramita? You are muted. If you could just unmute yourself and acknowledge that it's all audible to you.
Yeah, sorry. So,
Okay.
yes, you are audible. I hope I am also audible to you.
I think there is
Okay.
some network issue. Probably, yeah, we could get you. And as we move on, we will catch up with you. Thank you for joining in. At the outset, on behalf of Amity School of Engineering and Technology, on behalf of Corporate Resource Center, and on my personal behalf, I extend a warm welcome to the galaxies of women leaders who are sitting on the dais. I feel so proud to share this dais with them. Sir has already mentioned about the rowing of the session. We are going to be hearing the success stories. The success stories of leader with a flavor of she. She is power that everyone acknowledges. And she in herself has he. So with that, I feel so privileged to be moderating this session. And I would like the permission from all of you. You are so very experienced. Still, I take this opportunity to moderate it so that I can learn from you as I move on along with you. Very proudly, I would once again read out the panelist, Ms. Namrita Khanna, Director at NXP Semiconductor, Dr. Paramita Guha, Senior Scientist at CSIR National Physical Laboratory, Dr. Susmita Sahni, Principal Engineer at Synopsys Inc., Ms. Kumud Bajaj, Senior ASIC Verification Engineer Boeing, and Ms. Lovely Gupta. So lovely to have her here, our very own alumni, Manager Operations, Control and Process, Ericsson. The topic for today's panel discussion is Trailblazing Women, Leadership Journey in the Tech Sphere. And we already acknowledge why they are here. They are because they are leaders. They are super achievers, and that is what we are going to hear from them. What makes them different from the crowd, and how this woman factor really has motivated them, rather, inspired them to be here where they are today. So with that small note, I will begin the session and I will be taking charge of the session from here itself, and I would request you to be kindly using the mic on the dais for your answers. Before I move on, the first of all, we would like to free up Dr. Paramita. She mentioned that she has some training going on. So we will start with you, Dr. Paramita. With great honor and pride, I introduce you all to Dr. Paramita Guha, who is a senior scientist at CSIR National Physical Laboratory with expertise in instrumentation, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and IoT. So my dear students, you can see the breadth of the experience, and of course, depth can be gauged by her experience in the field that she has. She is holding a PhD in electrical engineering with a specialization in control system from IIT Delhi. Authored 58, I would say it's around 60 plus specialization publications, which includes SCI journal articles, conference proceedings, and book chapter. Notable contribution include AI-based models for garbage detection in rivers and deep learning techniques for seat belt detection in cars. Recognized as a fellow of Meteorology Society of India, she also serves as an assistant professor at the institution, which is associated with CSIR, and supervises several PhD students. So with that small note, I again would like to bring in excitement for all of you that from the last year, going an unconventional way, Dr. Paramita has helped us take the interns from Amity University. Conventionally, these government organizations do have a proper route through which students can go, and then the students who go there really feel so privileged because you have to compete nationally. Out here, we have Dr. Guha, who has helped us go a different way and take our students, give the opportunity in her lab. Not only she, but she brought in other scientists who had equal number of opportunity for the students. So here you stand, you have more opportunities to get associated with Dr. Suchmita and team out there. Dr. Guha and team out there. So for Dr. Guha, who is from STEM field, the question that goes to you is, of course, after you express your success journey, is what are the growing opportunities in the STEM field which may be of interest for the core engineers, particularly around electrical, electronics, or the computer science engineers who are liking to work in IoT field, applying AI, and also if you could shed some light on the latest technology knowledge that industry is looking for. So over to you, a brief note on the topic, your success story, followed by some insight on the question. Yeah, over to you, Dr. Guha.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
You are audible.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Dr. Madhuri, for such a nice introduction. And being a woman, what to say, that yes, sometimes it's difficult. You need help from every quarter of your life, be it parent, and since I'm a married woman, so I need help from my partner as well, from my child as well. So regarding my journey in the field of engineering, that I would like to say that I'm the first engineer from my family, from my entire family, and also I'm the first person, first woman who is working. Means before me, everyone was doing. Means every woman was a homemaker. So in that way, you can say this is a little bit of exciting thing about my life. And I had, after completing my PhD in electrical engineering from IIT Delhi, I had joined in CSIR system. In CSIR system, earlier I was with CSIO, that is Central Scientific Instruments Organization, and there I could found that only around less than 10% scientists were from means engineering background, and also there were mostly the scientists were males, and less than 10% were only females. Nowadays only that due to government's initiative that gender biasness is being overcome, means more women are coming in this field, and more there is we can say in our office also there is a protocol, or we are trying to get more and more women in this board. So in this way, so you need to work hard. I'm not saying that all means everywhere you'll face hardship, but yes, hardships are there. I would like to share one small story in this regard. Recently, I went to Bangalore, that is in National Aeronautical Limited. I was appearing for an interview for a project. So I found there when I went inside the board, then one female scientist walked into the board and she asked me questions along with the other male members of the interview board. And after my interview, then she just came out. And then after some time, then I asked my other male colleagues, was that lady there inside your during your interview? Then they told no, there was no lady. That board was completely for males only, male members. So I told what? After that, I understood that it means that since I am a lady, just they needed a woman representative so that there is no untoward situation. And it means then I was a bit surprised. I was appearing for the interview in NAL, that is National Aeronautical Limited, and that is one of the one of the most important pioneer labs in India in aeronautical engineering. And I have several colleagues there, I known persons there. Some of them are in scientist F, scientist G positions, means director level positions. And that lab is surrounded by ISRO. And there is another lab called HL was there, and they could not found any female scientist or female researcher to interview the male members. So that thing I really felt very astonishing. So in this regard, there is a small story which I would like to share with you. Recently, I was just in the social media, I was listening one interview of Smriti Irani. She told that once she walked into the conference, the IIT council meeting. Okay, so and she found that there was no female member or female scientist in. So she asked the other male scientists, male IT directors, there is no female scientist here. Then they told them, no, you are the female representative. Then Smriti Irani told, no, I am a politician, not a scientist. Then the reply from the IIT directors was that we could not find any suitable female scientist for this chair. Then she called Dr. Tacey Thomas, and Tacey Thomas was also shocked that she's been called for IIT chairman meeting post. So council meeting post. So it means that we need to broaden our horizon, not only the males, but we also have to think that yes, we can do it. Okay, it's not that being a female, being a lady, I cannot do. When I joined in IIT, I think in my batch, yes, in my batch there was only one female researcher in my group in electrical engineering. Okay, in control system. But that we cannot do anything. Yes, we can do if we wish. And there are several opportunities nowadays in India, in abroad as well, that if you wish, you can do anything. Okay, and regarding our STEM field and regarding your as you know, nowadays all the disciplines are interdisciplinary. All the research work or whatever work you do, everything is interdisciplinary. I'm an electrical engineer, but I work on protocol development of AI things. I work on IoT. I'm working on digital metrology. Metrology means when you are collecting some data and you are checking whether your data is giving you proper, whether your data is good or not. So analysis of that data and putting them on a certificate and publishing them digitally. This thing I'm working. So it is a different work, whatever I have studied in my engineering days. during my engineering days. So it means that you need to have at least some knowledge. So, and in STEM, it is an interdisciplinary thing. Means you have to have some knowledge in AI, and if you have knowledge in AI, you should have the best knowledge in that. Okay, so that when you are talking to an instrumentation engineer, when whatever they are saying, you should be able to incorporate his or her idea in your work. So in that way, you can think and you can explore. And so for instrumentation part also, yes, there are lots of scope in both STEM, DST, DBT, and CSIR also sponsors various students and project scientists. So in that way, you can work and you can collaborate with other persons. Okay, so that is all from my side, Dr. Madhuri. And if any other student has any other question, then I can address that one.
Thank you, Dr. Guha. I think rather than keeping you engaged online, I understand you have to leave for a training. So we will take one or two questions. If the students have any question, particularly for Dr. Guha. Okay, I think then we'll move forward. Thank you so much, Dr. Guha. I have just noted down, and it was it's a story which tells us that if you believe in yourself, you can be there anywhere, right?
Yes.
So it is not, we just need to, as mentioned by Dr. Guha, we need to broaden our horizon, and this is for everyone. Though with a she flavor, it becomes more imperative in terms of thinking. But otherwise, for every student, for every audience out here, it is very, very important that rather than putting that horses thing on your eyes and just taking or looking at what you are into, broaden your horizon. That brings in more opportunities. So thank you, Dr. Guha, and we connect to you, and thank you for sparing your time.
Thank you so much.
So we take forward from here. Now the rule of the game is slightly different for the women leaders out here. We are going to be having the first round of success story sharing, a quick one, and then we move on to the question answer. Since Dr. Guha had to leave, so I had to do that for her. I'm so privileged to introduce to you again and again these stars sitting on the dais. Now I would be introducing to you Ms. Nimarita Khanna, who is having experience more than your age. You all are here very young, and she carries an experience more than your age. 3 decades of experience, and in the areas where you would definitely find lesser and lesser women. She has served ST Microelectronics for, again, close to 3 decades, and post that she moved to NXP Semiconductor. So all through, after graduating from Jabalpur, she has got into the industry after a very short stint into academia, and post that her journey has not stopped. The growth story, she is in herself, and I would now request Ms. Nimarita to share her success story. Students, why are we so very feeble in our clap? Why can't it be going louder and louder, my dear students? Thank you.
Hello everyone, am I audible? So before I start, 2 things, like it is written, conditions apply. So similarly, two remarks before I say. Do you know what's the difference between sitting there and sitting here? Simple, 30 years. 30 years back, I was exactly sitting there. So I'm sure after 30 years, many of you will be much ahead of it. So what I was just me. There's no difference. It's only experience. So if I tell to a toddler I can run faster than you, they'll say, "Come on, अपनी उम्र देखो, अभी भी नहीं दौड़ोगे क्या?" So it's just that. So that's one thing. And second thing is we are being asked to share our success story, and hence we are sharing success stories. It doesn't mean that we don't have the failures. At least I had a good share of failure stories also. किसी दिन बैठना शाम को चाय में पिएंगे, चर्चा करेंगे. तो मतलब हर एक की लाइफ में एटलीस्ट जितनों को मैं जानती हूँ, मतलब एटलीस्ट पीपल आई नो क्लोजली, they have a fair share of success and the failure story. We glamorize, we are asked to speak about success stories, we tell about success stories. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारी लाइफ में कभी कोई फेलियर नहीं रहा और बिल्कुल टक 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 सक्सेस होता रहा, ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ. एटलीस्ट मेरी लाइफ में कभी नहीं हुआ. नाउ विद दैट आई शेयर माय सक्सेस स्टोरी बिकॉज आई एम हियर टू शेयर द सक्सेस स्टोरी. वही सुनने में मजा आता है मुझे, है ना. दैट्स हाउ इट इज. So, out of few of the success, I'll just share one. You see, these days it's very much being promoted. Don't shy away from saying no. आजकल काफी है ना. Be open to say no and all, which is good. I also have a habit. I don't shy away from listening no. तो मुझे कुछ बुरा नहीं लगता, मुझे कोई शर्म नहीं आती when someone says me no. Fine. Assumingly आप मार्केट गए, आपने भिंडी खरीदी, हाँ, and he says you it is 100 rupees kg or 150 rupees kg, and if you say him कि भाई 140 दे दो, and if he says yes, you feel यार अगर 130 बोला होता तो शायद वो बेटर रहता. लगता है कि नहीं? Till the time he says no, till the time he says कि लेना है लो, नहीं तो निकल लो मैडम, कुछ नहीं होने वाला यहाँ. You feel satisfied. वाह, लास्ट पेनी तक बचा लिया. ऐसी होती है नहीं होती? किसको ये फीलिंग नहीं होती है? नहीं होती है.
Last में सुनाई दे रहा है आप लोगों को? Are you able to hear? Yeah. So you can lift your hand. You know that pink shirt at the end. You said you don't feel that. You can lift your hand.
कोई बात नहीं. वो ये पिंक शर्ट पहनने का यही नुकसान है. व्हाइट पहनी होती तो there are so many white shirts. We couldn't have said white shirt. Pink shirt easily one or two pink shirts, so it's easy to say. Anyhow, at least I feel so. So I keep on stretching the limit till the time people say me no. Because when they say me no, I know I have done my best. Till the time I say and everyone accepts on it, मुझे लगता है यार थोड़ा और मांगना चाहिए था इससे. तो just share one example on that, and then for my major part of my career I was with ST. So in ST, I don't know, those of who you know it, there are various divisions here and we developed the complete SOC and so on. So few years back, let's say 10-15 years back, when I was comparatively younger, so there was a task force which was started to say that time to market with a optimum solution. Hi dear friends, you are in white, but I can see you and I can call you. या तो सुन लो या तो निकल लो, या तो मेरे साथ शेयर कर लो. तो they started a task force on that, and then they were looking for a leader who can lead on to it. So I made my own analysis that what all skills will be required, what all knowledge will be required, and I found that okay, I'm pretty much average on that. Out of 100 points, maybe I'll be at the 70. I'm not at 100. I don't have all the skill sets required, but 70 तक तो है. मैंने कहा ठीक है, बाकियों में कौन सा मुझसे ज्यादा अच्छा? Let me try. So I requested for an appointment to our site director because he was leading this course, and I went to him and I said that I would like to lead it, and this is my analysis. So I can do good in these things. These things are new to me. I don't know, but fine, I'll learn it. It's not something which I can't learn on. So he said, yeah, good. You did a good job, and thanks to come to me. But in fact, the job is much more complex than you expected it to be, and you have not. So he shared more details with me. And he said that definitely you don't qualify to be the leader of that job. I can't give you that leadership position because you definitely don't qualify. But as you took initiative to come to me, you have done this analysis and all. What I could do is I can make you what you call it as a someone who supports. क्या बोलते हैं उनका? Assistant. Yeah. So he said I can make you an assistant leader so that you can work with him. At least you can manage few parts of it. And that was a good achievement for me because that job itself was so nice that I learned so many things and I got lot more opportunities in my career because of that. And it only happened because I went. I thought what will happen worst to me. Worst is he'll say no, you don't qualify, I don't give it to you. तो ठीक है, 1200 लोगों की टीम है, उसमें वैसे भी मैं नहीं जा रही हूँ. तो it's better to listen no rather than to keep on sitting and not trying for it. So this is a stretch yourself. at least that's helped me. So even if I'm not 100% qualified for few things, I think I can gain it on job. I'll apply for it, and I'll apply for it anyway, whether I get it or not get it. That's all. Thank you.
That was so much on within the time. That is also one very important aspect. In a very short time, important message that comes to you. I think every one of you have your notes, as I already always say. Kindly have your notes, mentioned by VC in the inaugural session was very relevant point. She said, disciplines wise, if you talk about technology, it's going to be, it's already running at a very fast pace. Today, what is there, tomorrow it is not there. So that means that learning needs to be regular. But what is very, very important, these messages, which tells you that it is going to be your base. From the time you think about how you have to be a better performer, first of all, it is very important how you would be a good human being, motivated one, stretch yourself, go beyond, broaden your horizon. So these are some success mantras which comes from leaders sitting after a gap of, as she mentioned, what is the difference between being here versus being there. So that's a very, very important message, my dear students. Apart from what is important from the technology point of view, these soft skills are with what is called as people skills are very, very important. Never never stay back and never fear out a no. That's the clear message coming in. Take up the chance. Take up the chance, only then you will get to know how much weight you have and what are the things that you don't know about yourself. Probably you will get there. Thank you so much, Ms. Nivedita, for that great message across to our students. We have the next speaker. I again find a proud privilege in introducing to you Dr. Sushmita Sahni. She is Principal Engineer, Synopsys, close to 2 decades of software development experience and managing teams in EDA domain. Her experience includes both as a team member as well as a project owner. So you can see the journey each one of them have gone through. She is specialized in quick turnaround time in customer critical scenarios and devising algorithms for problem solving. Number of publication, and she is an alumni of Premier Institute of Engineering and Technology. Kindly put your hands together as she comes on the dais to share her success story built over the pillars of failure, of course. Understand that and take it from Ms. Nivedita. Over to you.
Hello. Thanks, Dr. Madhuri, for the lovely introductions, and thanks, Namrata, for the wonderful words that you just mentioned. So yes, it's something we should learn from, and we should not shy away from listening no. So that's a good takeaway. Thank you. So yeah, 30 years, यहाँ कम है थोड़ा. So this is kind of 20 years. So again, 20 years में भी तुम लोग यहाँ आ जाओगे. So don't worry on that. Okay. So yeah, when I was contacted for delivering this talk, I was just thinking कि मैं क्या बोलूँगी. But then when I thought that yes, it's been a journey. 20 years is a journey. So thanks for making me remind my journey. Otherwise, कोई बैठ के सोचता नहीं कि क्या किया क्या नहीं किया, right? So yes, thanks for extending that opportunity. Yeah. So from my career, from my academic times, जब मैं तुम लोगों की जगह बैठा करती थी, I can take the privilege to call you तुम. आप लोग बहुत छोटे हो मेरे से. So जब मैं तुम लोग की जगह बैठा करती थी, from that time in IIT Delhi, because it's a she flavor also, I would say that those were the eras where women representation was very less. As Dr. Guha was also mentioning, she was the only person in her batch. So similarly, for me, women representation was very less. In computer science domain, we had a handful of people, handful of girls, say 3 or 4 girls out of a class of around say 30, 40. So yes, it was a different world. But then every day was a challenge. I'm sure every day is a challenge for you guys also, because sitting here, you are also thinking कि उस course में क्या करना है, कभी quiz आएगा तो क्या होगा, exams में क्या करना है, all those things. So this is a challenge that every student goes through. That was there. Every one of you, including me, had the pressure of excelling amongst from all the colleagues. Everybody wants to win. So that was there. Campus selection, when I came in the 4th year, so उस समय campus selection का एक pressure होता है कि I have to be in the best of the best companies, I have to get hired. हर प्री प्लेसमेंट टॉक्स में जब हम जाते हैं, वी होप कि हाँ ये वाली कंपनी अच्छी लग रही है, वी वांट टू बी इनटू दैट बिकॉज उसमें टॉपर्स सारे जाते हैं, तो वो वाली कंपनी इज अ ड्रीम कंपनी. सो एवरीबडी ऑफ यू, आई एम श्योर, is having one or the other dream companies in your mind, and I wish you luck that you reach there. But yes, there are failure things also in career also. When you get to that dream company, every day you have to have certain challenges. ऐसा नहीं होता कि जब हमने पढ़ाई कर ली उसके बाद जॉब लग गई तो सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा, वो नहीं है. वहां पे जाके भी एग्जाम्स, क्विज, ये सब टाइप की चीजें, बट दे आर टर्म्ड डिफरेंटली, वो चलता रहेगा. सो लाइफ इज गोइंग टू बी लाइक दिस. एज अ टेक्नोक्रेट आप लोगों के लिए लाइफ इज गोइंग टू बी लाइक दिस. So it is okay to fail. What is the learning for myself is I failed. Everybody fails. I also failed. But the only thing, only tip I can give you guys is resilience. So even if you fail, it's okay to fail. Sit back. थोड़ा रो लो, थोड़ा मम्मी को फोन कर लो, पापा को फोन कर लो, जिसको फोन करना है फोन कर लो, थोड़ा दुखी हो जाओ, गाने सुन लो. Everything is okay. But then bounce back. That is something which is needed. Because after every failure, it is not the end of the journey. It is again, you are again, जैसे बैटरी फोन डिस्चार्ज होता है तो क्या करते हो, रिचार्ज करते हो, राइट? तो अगेन अगर हमारी बैटरी डिस्चार्ज हो गई, हम फेल हो गए किसी चीज में, वी हैव टू गेट आवरसेल्फ प्लग्ड टू समथिंग जो हमें अच्छा लगता है. उसके बाद चार्ज योरसेल्फ बैक, कम बैक विथ फुल पावर, फेस द सिचुएशन, go ahead and then win the game. So that's the only tip to start the conversation. That's the only tip from my side. Be resilient. Take failures with a spirit that yes, I can come back, I can bounce back. So that's the only thing I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Susmita. Bouncing back is the message given by this panelist. Failure will always be there. More is the failure, better is the success. That's what is the, again, the mantra of staying on top of the success. So thank you once again for sharing your stories and your experience. We will move on to the next panelist, Ms. Kumud Bajaj Dubey. Again, experience very similar to our previous panelist, close to 2 decades. She is almost touching the 2 decades experience. The breadth of experience is huge. She is now verification engineer, senior verification engineer in Boeing, but she has been through all the journey of a normal software engineer would go through, from the very programming level of C, C++, system Verilog. In EDA domain is where she holds the expertise. She is having a strong leadership quality, have successfully managed several projects, led teams of engineers, and delivered products and projects well within the timeline. She likes communicating to the engineers like you, and she is an very active participant in several conferences and events. She brings with her a great amount of experience. So with that note, may I request Ms. Dubey to kindly share her journey.
Hello.
So हम उस एरा से आते हैं जब लैब के बाहर टेम्पल की तरह, मंदिर की तरह हम चप्पल बाहर उतारते थे और फिर कंप्यूटर लैब में घुसते थे. I hope you have, I mean, I'm not sure you have heard of that, but yes, this used to happen that you could not take your slippers inside the computer labs in the event because we were fearful that the computer might, get damaged because of the dust that you bring in with your slippers. So हम उसको temple मानते थे, हाथ जोड़ते थे और फिर आगे बढ़ते थे. So we are from that era, and from there to here with the laptops, lying just आपके जूतों के साथ में पड़े हुए हैं. So we come from that era to here. So I was then an engineer, and I am an engineer still. So proudly standing here for you to be motivated, you to be inspired to have a fulfilling journey for your, post after you are done with your studies. So मेरा जो सबसे बड़ा challenge रहा है in the era, because 2002 I passed out. I did my masters from IIT Kharagpur, and I was so proud of it that I am going to, of course, when you are studying, you have all those hopes, you have all those dreams that you're going to make it big once you get out of the college. And I just, as soon as I finished my college, there was a big time slump in 2002, if you remember. It was one of the biggest IT slumps that we had seen, at least in our lifetime. So imagine I could not bag a job at that time in 2002, even after passing from IIT Kharagpur. So I then went in to become a lecturer, because that was comparatively, I would say, easier to get into. I became a lecturer at Indraprastha University, and for 2.5 years, I served there. But that kick, that feeling to be empowered, to be doing something different, not to because see, once you're a lecturer, you're already teaching, and here I am, when I'm not a lecturer, still I'm teaching. So teaching was something that can be done. I always presume so, that even if you are not from the teaching background, or from you are just an engineer, you can do that. But once you get into the industry, that's what I wanted to feel. So that is the challenge, the very first challenge after the college that I saw. And since then, I mean, because once I began, after those 2 years, since then, of course, it has been a roller coaster ride, but nonetheless, it has been very fruitful. And in the current company that I'm in, I work for Boeing India. So there's a very beautiful concept that they have, and they say, seek, speak, listen. So seek for your answers, speak when there is a need to, and listen, yes or a no. So that's what I'll leave you with. So go ahead, have a great journey, and seek, speak, listen. Yeah.
Amazing. She is power. No one will disagree. And power is progress. So nicely, the panel is rowing. It is so, you get indulged into it. We have the final speaker for sharing her success story, and post that we are going to be having one round of question answer. Miss Lovely Gupta, she is one amongst you, your mirror, where you could reach. You may not believe me when I say, do it this way and you will be here. But here we bring to you your own, our alumni, who has reached to the stage, showing you a mirror of the stage. You are there, tomorrow you are going to be here. Passed out in 2011 from Amity University, she is proudly managing team as a manager at Ericsson. May I invite you to share your story of how did you reach at this position?
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. And trust me, it's an honor to share this stage with such dignitaries having more than double of my experience. So I believe the way how I can inspire you guys is the age difference. It's only 13 years, not even 13. I mean, it's 12 years of experience I have in Ericsson and in the corporate industry. For the inspiration, let's talk about a story of a small town girl who studied from a school where the total strength was 200. And here in Amity, in one class, we have 300 students.
Then she joined Amity University and then she graduated from here as the all-rounder and the second topper of the university. She joined Ericsson at the 9th year of her career. She became the line manager with the reportees of more than 25. And now I'm a line manager having a direct line report of 9 people, but then experience again more than me. The average year of experience in my team is 15 years with 7 different streams. Namrita ma'am was talking about the failure, that we do have the failure stories as well. I believe in acronyms which can motivate you. So if you spell the word fail, FAIL, it stands for first attempt in learning. So you should always seek yourself that until and unless you try, until and unless you fail, you never have that flavor and then you will never be able to achieve that great height. Also, I get inspired with a lot of WhatsApp forwards and a lot of quotations. So when Madhuri ma'am invited us, I saw a tagline in her signature. If you would have also noticed, Yat Bhavo Tat Bhavati. It inspired me so much and it's so true. You become what you think. If you would have listened to the conversation, what Saksham, another alumni who was talking about this topic, manifestation. So first you need to decide, you need to seek your goal. Okay, after this third year or after I graduate from Amity University, what I want to do? How I'm going to excel in my career? First you have to make up your mind, then only you will reach there. Without a goal, it's like running like a headless chicken who doesn't know where to go. Another thing which I wanted to talk about, I had, when talking about the barriers, I had my own fair share of the barriers which I saw in industry. From the subtle gender bias to overt stereotypes, I had it all. It's not so easy. What happens is, when I joined Ericsson, I joined an operations team. Operations is 24/7, fix what is broken. Okay? You'll read about the incident management practice when you join the industry. So usually the notion is that women cannot take night shifts. It's the gender bias, or I should admit the stereotypes every line manager will have. But trust me, these days it's not the thing. What we should aim for gender neutral roles, gender neutral work. When you have to cook, it's not your only mom's job or your wife's job or your girlfriend's job. You cook to curb your own hunger. So you work for your own career to earn money for yourself. One important aspect, what I learned in Ericsson, is the perseverance. In Hindi, you would have heard of Karat Karat Abhyas ke Jarmati Hot Sujan, Rasri Avat Jaat Te Sil Par Parat Nisan, which means कि अगर आप किसी रस्सी को एक स्टोन पे continuously rub करोगे, maybe not instantly, but within months or years, it will be able to cut that stone. So perseverance is important. I'll repeat for you. First attempt in learning, never stop to try. Think what you want to become, set your own goals, and then persevere. Perseverance is important. Keep practicing, keep learning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Lovely. As your name goes, your story was equally lovely. I cannot stop myself reading a couplet out. खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. So that is something which is coming out so very much. That was required. Thank you so much. So that's the summarization, you know, why you do so much that we are going to ask you for narrating your story, and that is how we call all of them as trailblazing women, setting an example not only for women but for everyone in the field of engineering which they are working in. So that's the ultimate reason why we have brought them here. Thank you once again for proving that right, trailblazing women and your women, your experience in the tech sphere. Now we'll move on quickly to the question. Probably we'll start with Ms. Namrita Khanna. You can just answer it right here. So, Ms. Namrita, for you, you have so much of experience, close to 3 decades. What is and the technology is changing leap and bound. What is the advice that you would like to give to our students? They are the students primarily from the pre-final years, and they tend to be losing their focus. They want to do all. When I say whether you want to select, what you want to be, you want to go to Synopsys, you want to go to NXP, you want to go to CSIR, NPL, they will say, can we select all? So can you please share some advice for them?
Thanks, ma'am.
I think you can use this.
Thank you. So anyway, ma'am has asked a specific question if the student wants to do also. It's not about. आवाज नहीं आ रही है?
I think if you could use, is it audible there?
So ma'am has asked that if students wants to do all. In fact, yes, why not to try to do all? For me personally, what I feel is work towards excellence. Keep on sharpening yourself. Then wherever the good opportunity comes, it comes and you grab it. As my colleague said earlier also, that it's not that once you go into industry, you can just lie down. You have to continuously keep on working on yourself. So already we have already talked about perseverance, which is anyway important. So nothing works without it. At least it didn't work without it for me. And the second is like you keep on sharpening yourself. Keep on learning. Learning is a continuous journey. In today's scenario, learning is when I joined industry, as I was saying, we used to take out shoes. There was no WhatsApp. We didn't know, there was no mobiles and all. And today we need to know all those things. And similarly, things will change when you will reach it. It's regularly changing. So yeah, keep learning. Keep perseverance is there. Keep learning. What else? Teamwork. When you are into industry, you can't do everything on your own. So please, as my your friend, your senior, Miss Lovely was saying, she has reached to that level and she's able to manage team because she must have definitely shown that she's a good team leader. She can work closely with the team. So teamwork, communications, these are the few basic things which you will get from everywhere, but these are real things which help. But there's no harm in trying all for Synopsys, Cadence, ST, NXP, whatever companies you want to. But just keep on sharpening yourself, keep working on yourself. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Khanna. So the message is, yeah, again, getting reinforced from several forums. Learning, unlearning, relearning is something that you need to keep doing, and there is no harm in jumping from one sector to another, one discipline to another. The era is of being cross-disciplinary, interdisciplinary. More you understand about it, better you will be placed. So my next question is to Dr. Susmita, and it is along the same aspect what I'm talking about of what is your message in terms of R&D, how it is evolving, what are the innovation, how the innovation is becoming very important pillar of success for anyone, and what is that you think in terms of putting up their skills, what exactly should they be looking at it as an engineer? So around the R&D sector, innovation and the skills that they should be looking into as an engineer.
Thank you. ताली बजा रहे हो अब. Okay. So as an R&D engineer, ये याद रखना कि अगर if you are into technology industry, you might have to code for long. So whatever you are doing, have passion for that. If you like Lovely is going into a management stream, have a passion for that. So technology is continuously evolving. if I say that, like ma'am said, that earlier there were no mobile phones. Now we have mobile phones. हमने Nokia की किसी version से शुरू किया था, that was pretty heavy a mobile phone, and now we are into smartphones or भी further foldable phones, 3-fold, 4-fold, सब कुछ आ रहा है. So technology is evolving day by day. We have to keep that learning ongoing. So ये एक mindset रखना पड़ेगा कि हमें continuously learn करते रहना है. It is not the academic time जहाँ पे हमें learning हम खत्म कर सकते हैं. Having said that, in soft skills, I would say when you are into the industry, you are in a company. I'm sure you guys would be pretty well placed and reaching to good companies. So वहाँ पे जब आप लोग जाओगे, so I would advise you never shy away from asking questions. If you are there in a company, say you are there in Google. Thank you. So if you are there in a technology company, so you are there for a reason. So your question is very relevant. So keep it in your mind that it is always relevant to ask questions. अगर नहीं पूछोगे तो पता भी नहीं चलेगा. वरना you'll have to go and figure it out yourself. Figuring it out yourself is also an attitude that you should keep in mind if your question is not answered. But then first thing, don't shy away from asking. Keep asking and then be a FIO person. Figure it out yourself person. So you have to have that thirst. You have to have that fire in the belly to ask, to seek for your answers and keep learning. So that's the one thing I can say. And having said that, like ma'am said, which are the areas that are evolving? I have a background of artificial intelligence. I am a doctorate. I have a PhD in that domain. So I have a personal liking in that. So yes, artificial intelligence is evolving. You have a lot of areas in machine learning. You have a lot of areas in Gen AI. So those are the skills which are very hot in the market. In case you want to invest your some specializations into that, so please go ahead, keep learning, and there is a lot of material available everywhere. Seek your teachers. If not, then do a Coursera thing, and any platform. There is a lot of material around. Use that to improve your skill set. Of course, entertainment जरूरी है. YouTube पे सिर्फ normal videos मत देखो, कुछ learning के भी देख लो, कुछ entertainment के भी देखो. But then keep learning. YouTube also has a lot of educative material. अगर कहीं और से नहीं हो रहा है कोई कोर्स तो वहां से करो, लेकिन keep learning, sharpen your skills. And yeah, Gen AI, ML, machine learning, artificial intelligence, natural language processing are these buzzwords and the need of the hour. So many industries are investing heavily into that. If you sharpen your skills in that domain, you would be seeked high. But nevertheless, every other thing is equally important. जहाँ पे भी जाओ, excel करो. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sushmita. From there, I move to Ms. Komod. She was already mentioning about the buzzword. So here is the buzzword, and there is the core engineering demand coming up. Manufacturing, semiconductor industry, and lot of things. Make in India, made in India. All this is being promoted. So there is already manufacturing that's going to be a base in India in future. So what do you have to say to our students regarding this being cross-disciplinary? Get ready. It is computer science engineer, know about the domain, other domain of manufacturing, maybe manufacturing engineer, know about the computer science. So quick one from you on this.
So we were just when we came here, we were talking about the semiconductor fab. I don't know if you know, mostly all the chips, they are developed in China or Taiwan, right? Mostly all of them. But yes, this time we have Modi ji, he has announced that a semiconductor fab for the first time is going to come in Gujarat. We are just talking about it. So with that fab coming in, we'll have almost 20 lakh jobs also coming in for engineers in that area. So that area is, and I mean, because the topic says trailblazing women, So that area is certainly not only, you should not think that it is only dominated by the men. The women should also, exactly AI and machine learning and all. These are the buzzwords that are going on today, but the basic thing, which imagine that we have been working on for the past 20 years, that has not gone anywhere. We are still working in that domain. We are still working in that semiconductor industry, and that is not going to go anywhere. So you can certainly look up for, a future in that perspective as well. Apart from obviously the buzzwords that are going in, those will also play a part. I don't say that they will not be a part of it, but they will also be used for the innovations in this industry. Semiconductor industry is certainly not going anywhere. So, you can look for that, your opportunities, your future there as well.
Thank you. Before we proceed to our last panelist for the question, we'll have to take leave from Ms. Nimarita as she is facing the paucity of time. We would like to just extend a warm gratitude to you. May I request Professor Dr. Pandey sir to kindly felicitate with a small memento. And then, my dear students, there is a great announcement here before she leaves. We wanted to do it all together, but since she is leaving, there is an announcement of the award which I request my MC to do.
Thank you, ma'am. Amity University is a unique blend of modernity and tradition, and we take great pride in upholding our customs and welcoming our esteemed guests. We present ma'am with a sapling and memento. And as a symbol of our gratitude and commitment to nurturing meaningful relationships, we have the pleasure of presenting the Honorable Women Achievers Award to ma'am. May we please have a huge round of applause?
For the amazing women. We are so thankful to Ms. Nimarita for coming here, and then you are the real examples that you are setting here, and then a huge round of applause. Thank you for this one. Sorry for the interruption and thank you for cooperating. A relevant one as we move on, you have heard semiconductor industry going to be very, very relevant and the most promising, one of the most promising industry in the years to come. So dear students, it is not that, computer science engineering cannot get there or, the electrical engineers cannot be there. It is about looking for the opportunity, being relevant in the most upcoming industry. So that's the message. Cross-disciplinary, interdisciplinary is going to be a way to go ahead. Now from the last panelist, but the most important one. Here we have mostly the pre-final year students. So Ms. Lovely, you would be the right one to tell them, are the industry ready? Will you take them if I say, okay, come on, come for the placement, or take them to the industry? If you don't take them, then what is that you want them to do so that they are future ready, they are industry ready? Is their book all book knowledge only the thing that you would look for, or is there something else? So what is that something else? And please guide them through that.
Thank you, ma'am, for the question. I can assure you that I'll definitely come for the placements. But be mindful that I'll not take anybody for the looks. Okay, I'll be taking people on based on their skill set and how you can acquire that skill set, how you can be industry ready. You would have heard of the term plug and play. So this era where we are today, where the pizza delivery is less than 30 minutes, we are in the era of plug and play. So you need to equip yourself with such a skill set that any industry or any company, you should not be running them after. Industry should come running after you, that we want to take you, because you will be the plug and play resource. Now, let me tell you how I got into Ericsson. So I nominated myself for the campus to corporate program. So there I can say that it was me who nominated myself. Okay. There they gave us in knowledge about, that time it was 3G. Okay. And all of the technologies on which Ericsson was working on. Then I had the chance to do summer internship with Ericsson. And then I received a stipend as well. So I was very confident and that time the stipend was 10K per month. And I was like, if they can give me 10K per month, they can give me salary for a year also. And that's how I landed up in Ericsson. Now, how you can do it? You also have a lot of industry initiative programs. So Ericsson was one of them. So don't hesitate. Don't self-doubt yourself. You just go and nominate yourself. Talk to your industry sales specialist that how you can get into. Take your minor project seriously. And trust me, when I joined at Ericsson, I told my manager whom I was reporting to that this is what I did in my engineering days. And then he was very impressed. That time I prepared a project on SS7 signaling. And these days, knowledge is everywhere. I mean, you Google it and how many of you are using ChatGPT? Good. So see, this is also one example. I mean, on Google, we find everything, but on ChatGPT, we find curated content. You can lower down your hand. The answer is over. Yeah, so it happens when you are forced to attend such sessions. But be mindful, even if your faculty is forcing you. Because see, I have come from there to here. Still, it's good. Because what I believe in, that something is always better than nothing. If you do nothing, the probability of success gets 0%. And if you do something, the probability is always greater than 0%. Let it be 0.001%. And we should always aim for that more, something extra. Because the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. So be mindful how you get that little extra. I deviated from the topic. Coming back to the topic, how you can be industry ready. Ma'am mentioned about the learning platforms, Coursera. We have Udemy. We have very brilliant professors in Amity University with whom you can get in touch with. When I was a part of AITTM, Amity Institute of Telecom Technology and Management, my professors were the one who actually put the install the BTS stations in the field. So you have a lot of things to learn them. Join LinkedIn. Spend some cash on LinkedIn premium membership where you can get curated learning content. As a youngster, you would be fond of the reels, the short reels we see, and we are fond of seeing them in the free pastime. So LinkedIn Premium has launched a short video. I mean, it hardly takes 1 minute, and then it's only like 2 or 5 minutes of your daily goal which you can achieve. Look out for some apps which can be very helpful to you. So I personally use Elevate to keep myself up to the pace of the industry. This industry is ever changing. The technologies what we had earlier will not be there tomorrow. They are not even here today. So always keep learning. Learning should only stop with your last breath. And like others were mentioning, it's not like that you graduated from school, you graduated from university. In our industries also, we have to keep ourselves equipped with the latest versions, that what is coming on. You do certifications on ISO, you do on Google Cloud Associate, you become Amazon certified, and lots to go on cyber security. And I mean, I can go on and on, but
with mindful of time, I would stop myself here. You can connect me on LinkedIn. What I feel is that it takes a tribe to succeed together, and you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn, and then we can carry it forward from there. But keep learning. Thank you.
That was the concluding question from my side, but lot of underlying and checklist for you. Dear students, everyone is trying to say that, you have to do a lot to stand out of the crowd. Technology, self-grooming, soft skill, people skill, certification, cross-disciplinary, interdisciplinary, R&D, buzzword, so many things. So it's time for action. As I mentioned at the start of the expo, it's action that will help you out. Just 1 year from now, when you're out of campus, take all these mantras with you, work on it, and definitely, as everyone said, success would be there. So with that note, I will open the platform. If there are few questions, maybe one or two, we are running tight on the schedule, but if there are one or two, we can take it from you. Any question from the audience? I would definitely want 2 questions now. I will wait and want you to ask. Can you please take this?
Yes. That's the point.
Take care of it when I come for the placement. First thing is the first one to make them.
Can we have a huge round of applause for that? Huh? So, dear students, you don't know when the car is on. Okay? Yeah, please. Mention your name. Important.
No pressure. My name is Siddharth. I'm from BTech Information Technology. First of all, amazing stories. We're very inspired, and can we have a huge round of applause?
Thank you so much.
Right. So my question specifically to lovely ma'am, like if Ericsson is coming for placements, what specifically what positions will you be looking for? Like AI, are you looking in the field of AI? Because I'm personally interested in that. So I'm sure a lot of people want to know. So can you illuminate?
Okay. So when Ericsson comes for the placements, of course, I mean, the title which is given is a graduate engineer trainee. So, of course, I mean, we do not expect you to be all ready, but then for sure, if you have an edge over the other students, you will receive the cherry on the cake. Now, how do you get that, and what Ericsson will be looking forward to you? There are many streams in Ericsson. Okay, it could be AI, ML. What I would say is that it's important to understand the language. Okay, so like now how you and me are communicating, we have this medium of conversation as the English language. Okay, so when you go in the industry, if you know the language, or let me be more specific. So when we talk in our friend circle, or if you move to from one friend circle to another friend circle and you don't know the jargons of the other friend circle, then it gets very difficult for you to fit into that group. So same goes for the industry. If you don't know the jargons of the industry, like the buzzwords which ma'am was telling, AI, machine learning, and I'll add cyber security to it. It's not only like only when you know coding, you know Python, you know Java, then only you will be picked up. But then of course it will give you an edge. So if you know the coding language, you will be the first person who get hired to. But then besides that, if you have the intent, okay, so when I come for the placement, I tell people, even if you don't know anything, I'm okay. But then, are you ready to walk that extra mile with me? You should have ideas. You should be able to innovate. Okay. So these days, Ericsson is also working on the intent-based optimization. Okay. Or I should say intent-based operations. So how does it work is that you tell the machine, AI and machine learning, You are not required to code, but then you tell them how ChatGPT works. It works on the prompt engineering. You ask the right question and then it gives you the right answer. So it works that way. Have your intent good, learn the jargons of the industry, and then you'll be selected. AI, ML, cybersecurity, blockchain, 5G, communication, this is what Ericsson is working on. Thank you.
Yeah, can we have the mic here, please?
Good afternoon. My name is Hassan and I'm from BTech IT. And my question is to Kumud ma'am. So, as you mentioned, Coursera and other learning platforms. So, what the difference is that we can get the same courses from YouTube as well, right? So, but we get certifications from if we are doing it from Coursera. But that certification is also we are not passing any test, right? It is extremely easy to get certification. The certificate for a course. No, we get certificates from Coursera without passing any examination.
I got your question.
Right.
Certificates are not important.
Right.
Knowledge is important.
So yeah,
You should know the topic. You should know the things that you're working on, right? So it doesn't matter where you do it from. If you do it from YouTube, it's fine. If you do it from Coursera, it's fine. But in the interview, you have to clear, right? So for that, you need to know the thing. That's the only.
all right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I have a point to add. I mean, not like that. I'm not agreeing with what Kumud ma'am says, but then when you are industry ready, when you go out in industry, it's very important that how weightful your resume is. Okay, and your resume looks heavy when you have certifications in it. I'm not sure which certification you are talking about because there are two kind of certifications in Coursera. One is you get a certificate when you review the full course, and when you even if you don't review the full course, but then you pass the exam or the assessment directly. Okay, so of course industry leaders also understand that how this person has got the certification. So not only the Coursera certification, I'm talking about the other certifications which are recognized worldwide, industry wide. So for example, ISO 27001, cyber security exam, CISM, Google Cloud Associated Program sponsored by Google, Amazon Cloud Certificate Associate, and above the professional series. So you should aim for those certifications, have the assessment, and be mindful these assessments are tough. Because when you go for these assessments, even if they are online, the instructor or the person who takes your assessment, he will ask you to show on camera your 360-degree view of the room so that you cannot cheat. So those are important. And as an industry leader, I would recommend that even if you join any industry, make one goal that I will do one certification per year. Then only you will be having an edge with other industry leaders. And when during my 12 years of engineering, not only I did certifications, but then I did my MBA also from Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. So it's always good that you upskill yourself. Learning stops only with your last breath. Again, keep learning. Keep getting certifications.
Thank you. I think we will take one last one. Yeah.
आपको भी लेके जाएंगे placements.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ronak Singh Kharbanda. Actually, I stood up for a very generic question. Ericsson as well overall, but Ericsson especially regarding 5G and AI. What role are both of these fields basically going to play in the current projects that the companies are working, especially Ericsson is working on 5G and AI?
Okay. See, generically, what do you understand by 5G? You are using your mobile phone, you are using internet. Probably you would be using a 4G. Okay. Okay. The testing and 5G is not very common in India. The reason being that people are satisfied with 4G. Okay. So nobody wants to pay for a higher price for which I might not need it. But then who will need 5G? Industries need 5G. Okay. You would have heard about your smartwatch. Okay. Then you would have seen this ad that let's say if you fall sick or आप अगर यहाँ पे बेहोश हो जाते हो, okay, so what your watch will do, it will send a signal to the nearest hospital.
It's very common in the Apple smartwatch.
Correct.
The SOS signal.
Exactly. So SOS facility, or maybe let's say if your car breaks down, you just push a SOS button, the call gets to the nearby service dealer, and then they come rushing looking for you. So how this communication is happening, how your car is communicating, your car has the SIM, okay, how it's working on the networks. So 5G is providing the connectivity, low latency. So in 4G, how much speed you would be getting it? I guess 30 Mbps. Okay. In 5G, though they claim theoretically 1 Gbps, but in India, it has been tested 312 megabits per second. So imagine how fast it is. Now, how it will help? You would have heard about the robotic engineering. So when you are falling sick, you get your surgery done. It's the robots who are doing it, or the doctor who is sitting in the New York can still operate you in India. How this is possible?
Yeah, the connections.
It's the 5G.
5G.
Okay. How you are streaming the football match which is happening in any part of the world by sitting here. 5G. Ericsson is a networking company. We don't sell SIMs in the market.
Yeah,
Okay. Our customers is Airtel. Okay. Who are selling SIMs in the market. But, okay, let me put this fact. 40% of the world traffic passes through Ericsson network. Forget about Nokia and everything else. So it's a huge networking company. It's a B2B company. We support businesses. We don't offer services to the customers directly. But then it gets benefited. Now, how 5G and artificial intelligence are sailing together? Because in artificial intelligence, whatever you want to do, you make the intent. Okay, and machines will work for you. Machines are becoming super smart. The robotics. Okay, you would have also seen the example of I'm forgetting the name. The robotics. I mean, which clears the robotic arms, or the device which mops your floor. iRobot or something. iRobot. Okay. So there are plenty of examples which you see. IoT nowadays. I mean, I have installed sensors in my house. So when I get in the house, the lights turn on automatically and then get switched off when I'm not there. So a lot of applications when you see around, and it's important when you understand the use case. Even though you are not the person who is developing 5G or AI, but then you, being an end user also, you can still get benefited. How this MBA Chaiwala is making so much money, how much he gets getting turnover, because he's selling it online. Now, how he's selling it online without a good network? So you see that where you can get benefit from. Okay? Thank you.
So as we close, let the clap be louder and louder. Thank you, trailblazers. That is what I would call you all today. Engineering is the closest thing to magic that exists in the world, is the line I have copied from Elon Musk. So dear students, be very proud to be part of this fraternity, engineering fraternity, and from the message that was given by women leaders today afternoon. Gear up, take it in your stride, and be ready for the future. With that note, thanks to all the panelists out here. May I request Professor Dr. Manoj Pandey sir to say a few lines as a closing remark.
Yeah, I think, thank you very much, Dr. Madhuri, and much has been already spoken about the topic that has been, that was the theme for today. And the summary of the gist of all these things are coming up is how you can skill yourself, because right now you are in the stage where you are immediately going to be the professional life after this program. And these are the people, those who are bringing for you for last 5-6 days. They all belongs to the your area when they all are within that technology frame. which will directly be applicable when you are going to the professional life. So, thank you all the panelists this afternoon. And yes, there are lots of scopes, lots of opportunities for you waiting. Now it's up, depend upon you how you take it up. Thank you very much.
What an incredible gathering it has been. What an incredible gathering it has been. Before this memorable discussion draws to a close, I would request Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar Pandey sir and Professor Dr. Madhuri Kumari ma'am to kindly step forward and felicitate our visionary speakers and leaders with Women's Achiever Award alongside with their memento and sapling. Can we have a huge round of applause for them? Sorry for that. Our first speaker would be Dr. Shushmita Sahni ma'am. May I request Mrs. Kumud Bajaj Dubey ma'am to kindly receive the award and the sapling. May I request Mrs. Lovely Gupta ma'am to kindly step forward and sorry, Miss Lovely Gupta ma'am. Miss Lovely Gupta ma'am to kindly step forward and receive their award and the sapling.
So we come to the end of this session, my dear students. With that, I invite you to the next session, Industry Leadership Forum, which we are commencing in F2RD. Thank you so much for being a patient listener and see you soon. Students, you have to mark your attendance. Please don't leave this